Hey everybody, it's me, Rodolfo Romo. I have a video to make because it's really important. It's about Snake's dad. For Metal Gear. Um, Metal Gear 6 or 7. They were gonna be explaining his father was gonna be explaining how Snake became a true freaking nightmare because he's a skater maggot. He's a real, true skater maggot that doesn't benefit the world in any way at all. And he's in stasis. Snake's in stasis in this hyperbolic stasis chamber. He lived supposedly he lived a Klingon life from Star Trek, and he got into the idea of whatever I can be. So in the program they were telling him, like, you could choose a life, but it's no longer than a certain amount of years. I think it's 30 years, or 30, 50 to 100 years, 30 years, around there, even 40 years. And what's going on, what's happening with Snake, what's happening with Snake is that he's literally 8 in the morning, he's a maggot. He's literally a freaking maggot. And even I um had put in my head, of a maggot, like I was on top of something, like I sunk into it. I sunk into it. But the thing with Snake is that he went in, he went in some certain places, and they had him take off his patch because his patch had all this technology that he was bringing in. He was bringing in stuff in the back of the next room, literally, with people being like, "Oh my God, get that out of here! I'm not supposed to be saying that stuff for the next something odd years. It changes the outflow of energy because of uh, how many souls and whatnot are being utilized or whatever." And there's rooms. They had rooms where everyone who has glowing eyes, and the only one that survives is the one who has the longest limbs. And all this energy turning everyone into dust. But those who know body language, that they're screaming and yelling in horrific pain, trying to survive, because in part 6 or 7, it was literally supposed to be a 46 minute a video of explaining everything that's going on. And they told him, before I reveal this, I have to advise you to turn around if you have any basically, if you have um, low tolerance deep down inside, because it's going to activate inside your body what you need to do, what your calling is, basically telling you everything that you need to do to survive. Because his son was the opposite attraction to this planet, because he never found himself um, uh, attracted to this planet, really, or to the sun, because of the other lives he was living. He wasn't living a life of like we live. Um, what was going on is that Snake was such a cocky bastard. He was such a cocky bastard that he had to go through a certain room to be able to continue his missions. So what he did was, when he was out in the rain, they he started getting fungus on his eye. He got fungus on his eye. So he was thinking, what can I do to get this fungus out? I can't leave. I can't just leave everybody behind. So Snake put a maggot on his eye. He put a maggot on his eye when he went to sleep. And he's such a cocky, self-assuring bastard that he didn't think the maggot was going to eat its way through. He didn't know it was going to eat its way through. So pretty much what happened was, the technology that he had, he was using it to freaking basically cheat. So what they did was, they said, all right, you know what, we're going to play a prank on him. Because he likes doing things and he likes doing stuff. And it's not really a big deal, but it's just proving that anybody in here could do whatever they want virtually when they get inside. So they hacked his stuff, and they told the maggot, just keep biting and keep humming, because this is going to keep him asleep. This is going to keep him asleep. Because in the future, he's going to be such a freak. He's going to have a choice to either be be a badass that gets his eye fixed inevitably, or be a fucking skater dude. And it shows in freaking part 2 that they're a skateboard that you can ride around. What end up happening is that Snake freaking he chose to have the maggot in his head, because he thought it was cool that the maggot was able to smell death. Like, no, I know the smell of death. So the maggot was eating at the inside of his head. The maggot was eating the inside of his head, and it grew a pair of teeth because it was going into the program living a life of being a stillborn maggot. But Snake never got it out. He never took it out. He infused with it. He infused with the maggot. So that's the reason why around 8 in the morning, or 9 in the morning, or 10 around there, he's a maggot. He's literally a maggot. And I've had experiences, or probably they put it in my head, because he was inside this time capsule, for me to basically call him out on it, just like many others have before. He chose to become a bangeranger, where he hits you on your head and freaking hypnotizes you. So when you die, the angels and demons know where to just send you, because it's not their food. It's not their food. But being Snake, he basically said, no, I'm just going to use this technology. Like, what? Like, you hit them on the head right here, they get real dizzy, and then you use this and it bangerangs them, because it's connected to their network. So Snake, just like Tony Hawk, they're into bangeranging. They're into bangeranging. So when you die, you're sent to a different place than you're supposed to go. And this technology, it kept growing, because so many kept getting copies. And the one who was the tallest or the biggest or had the widest span could get the most copies of the technology. And whoever they killed, it didn't matter, because they can go back in time if they want. They Fathead race, Ballsack race from Ballsack Man, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Naruto, SpongeBob, all these motherfuckers who have the technology to fucking copy your shit. To copy your fucking shit right away, straight away. To have a death blow advantage over you. So that there's not just one pinnacle. There's other pinnacles, but they're not real pinnacles. They're fucking they're pirate skaters that kill you just because they can. They just literally, just because I can. Just like Marilyn Manson was literally having freaking just containers full of the white powder, so he can just freaking brag that he had freaking really famous people killed for answering the bill, the guilt, this, all this shit. Like, if you have doubt or whatever in your body, all this shit, it's gonna rise up in you. Manson, he's just a front. He's one of the happiest fucking guys you'll ever see when he's alone in his home. He has the biggest fucking creepiest fucking smile, but when he comes out, he's fucking emo. He's emo, and he's a worthless 13-year-old again. He's a fucking worthless faggot ass 13-year-old emo, that doesn't fucking do anything for the planet. Just pretty much another fucking bangeranging fucking skater. So the worst fucking things out there is the bangerang skaters and the fucking boars that fucking eat metals. So either 6 or 7, it was gonna be explaining. It was gonna be explaining what Snake became. Like, literally mixing drugs, mixing freaking, because he was like, no, I feel myself sleepy. So I'll mix your cocaine if you can't stop snorting it with brains. It's gonna make you more intelligent. But if you do it too much in chunks, It's going to connect to your brain, and it's going to be a memory of them in your head. And prepare for the fight of your life. You're like, well, it's just not and. Like, prepare for the fight of your life. But they probably said and. And back then, they didn't know they were being incorrect in the program. And the freaking fathead race were the ones that said, we'll just go just purely knowing the future more than anyone else. And they use that. They use that because they use the freaking technology beam and all this shit to go even further. To freaking beam themselves out there and to have a copy of themselves. And they didn't realize. They didn't realize they were inside a big worm or a big leech or a big maggot. They didn't know. These fucking things kept living in their own fuck. They kept living in other zones and shit. Probably it's motherfucking Snake's fault. It's probably Snake's fault. Why these fucking maggots have fucking teeth and they're stillborn and all this shit. So Snake self-defeated himself by leaving a maggot on his fucking eye. Don't ever fall for any of the doubt. Don't ever fall for any of the doubt, because if you fall for the doubt, the machine's connected to the maggot. Okay, and they're gonna smell death on you. They're gonna smell death. Death is basically doubt. Doubt. Like if you have doubt, you have less of a chance of survival. So that's death. So with that, it's really your responsibility to make sure everybody knows about these videos. Thank you. That is all for now.